Errol Spence releases a new t-shirt. Basically, the t-shirt, I guess, is supposed to try to imply that Terrence "Bud" Crawford is hiding from him. And of course, you know, it has the famous moniker, Strap Season. There's only one problem with this t-shirt. And let me see if you can figure it out, okay? See, if it's really strap season, when you at your opponent's fight, you don't walk out the building.
Man, what a bad look from Earl. This is Earl reacting to after seeing the stop that Crawford went in here and stopped Shawn Porter. Earl Spence looking in disgust and fear. He gets up with his friends. They all have the same reaction, looking like they were expecting Porter to win. He wanted to fight Porter rather than Crawford. And he walks out the damn arena.
Okay? When it's strap season and your opponent approaches you for a fight, you don't holler, "Why don't I go an easy route?"
Wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing in the welterweight today.
You
When he get a belt, you want to
You
go
have
over
did
there. Keith Thurman want to go over there. And now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody." But I got a belt now, so why?
Okay.
That
Shawn
makes
Porter got a
sense.
belt too.
So now
Shawn
this-
Porter got a belt
now-
too. Shawn Porter. So why want I go to easy roll and you not Shawn Porter out? So why want I go to easy roll and you not Shawn Porter out?
So why want I go to easy roll and you not Shawn Porter out? So why want I go to easy roll and you not Shawn Porter out?
Who mans is this? Get him the fuck out of here.
When it's strap season and they ask you, who do you want to fight? You don't talk about going to chill on your ranch.
Who do you want next?
Oh, I'm gonna chill on my ranch. I just bought a new ranch. I got a couple horses. I'm getting some more horses, get some chickens, some more cows.
When it's strap season and they asking you to fight your opponent, you don't talk about going up in weight and fighting Canelo Alvarez.
I follow you on social media, like a lot of people do, and there was a graphic that was thrown up recently of all the top welterweights, and you commented like, look, what are we doing here? I beat several of the guys on this graphic. Can we be done with everybody else but Terrence Crawford? Can we just do Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford?
I mean, that could happen. We got to see how it goes. But, you know, like I said, I can move up to 160 and fight Canelo Alvarez.
Look, I want to get to that, but...
When it's strap season and your opponent wants to fight you, you don't be complaining about, you know, making 147 and how you're tired of making 147 and you've been at this weight too long. Even though you only have one strap left to achieve your so-called undisputed goal. When it's strap season, you do none of those things. Absolutely none of them. This is where what he says doesn't match up with what he does. Okay? I see the t-shirt, but if it was really strap season, none of what I just named would occur. And that's a fact. And I ain't even gonna bring up the fact we had to go through a stage where he wouldn't even acknowledge Terrence "Bud" Crawford was boxing in the same division as him. I'm not even gonna go down that route. But when it's really strap season, none of that stuff happens, man. None of that stuff happens. Instead, you're eager. Instead, when you go to the fight, you know what I'm saying? You want to jump inside the ring. When he approaches you and say, "I got a belt now, what's up?" You let him know, good. That's exactly what I was waiting for. When are you available? When are you free? That's how you talk when it's strap season. You don't talk about chilling on no ranch. You don't run out of no stadium. You don't talk about spending the block yet, moving up to another weight class. You don't complain about the weight class that you box at. You don't do none of those things. If it's really strap season, we can tell that it's really strap season. Remember, it's not what a person says that you focus on. It's what a person does. And at the end of the day, if we was judging it just off the actions alone, his actions speak polar opposite of everything that he says and everything that he pretends that he's about. These are just facts. It ain't no fanboy, ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't no I'm a Terrence "Bud" Crawford fan, I hate Errol Spence scenario. This is just common sense when you're holding something up in front of your face and you're able to assess what's going on, period. Now, you give me an example of Terrence "Bud" Crawford doing anything close to the things that I just named Errol Spence have done. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to tell who really wants what and who's really doing what at the end of the day. And who it's really strap season for. Because whoever it's for, it's not for Errol Spence. Especially not chasing no Canelo Alvarez. Especially not taking care of no chickens and no horses on a farm. You know, especially not running out of no stadium. I'm just saying though. And this is where the aerosexuals get upset. But the only thing I'm using is facts, you know, and the material he left me out here to work with. That's why I always say, this is why they have to go out of their way to make stuff up, because contradictions and stuff like this just don't exist for Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, he's on record saying what he said, just like Eroll Spence is on record saying what he said about taking the easy route. If it's really strap season, you don't mention no easy route. I don't think people understand the gravity of what he said in front of a camera. Do you realize when an opponent that you claim is ducking runs up on Eroll Spence and say, I have a belt now, what's up? And the so-called Mr. Strap Season says, so what? Why don't I go take the easy route and fight Sean Porter? There is nothing left to talk about. Because if it's strap season, you don't say nothing like that. Point blank and period. Not even playing around. What does it look like? The man that said strap season is the same man that said, I'm going to take the easy route and fight Sean Porter. That don't add up. There ain't no excuse that you could cook up in a book to justify what he said in front of me, you, God, and the rest of the world. There's no excuse, because when it's strap season, you don't talk like that. And that's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.